They actually did it. Dennis Allen is no longer allowed to terrorize the New Orleans Saints franchise any longer. Gail Benson stepped up and did what she needed to do. The Saints have fired Dennis Allen midseason. I am shocked, but it's hard to be after what happened yesterday, right? And look, it sounds like Gail Benson was behind the scenes talking to players, getting a feel for things, getting a feel for how things were going. And yesterday was the final straw. Look, I don't want to harp on it too much because there's no point in dancing on the guy's grave now that he's gone. But this is a move that just so badly needed to be done. You just could not sit back and allow him to run this franchise into the dirt anymore. It's a move that should have been done after last season. But look, 26-53 as a head coach. Lowest winning percentage for any head coach in the last 30 years with a minimum of 75 games coached. Players were on social media. They had enough. They were yapping about it. If you really pay attention to the post game locker room interviews with the players, they're telling you what you need to know without actually saying the words. Dennis Allen, great defensive coordinator, horrible head coach. And when you can't even do what you are brought in to do anymore, which is field a good defense, you have nothing to give to the organization. When you're not when you can't keep a disciplined football team, when you can't win games, when you can't game plan, when your defense isn't good, there's just no point anymore, right? And look, I'm forever grateful for Dennis Allen because he brought great defense to the New Orleans Saints when they needed it most. I'm not going to forget about that. But it's okay to also acknowledge that he's just not a good head coach. He's a really bad head coach. And look, Dennis Allen he'll get a Steve Spagnuolo type of gig where he can pick his job if he wants next, right? He's going to be a defensive coordinator if he wants anywhere he wants because he's that good of a defensive coordinator. But when you pair that with the responsibilities of a head coach, he just can't do it. And that's fine, right? But besides the point, right? This was a move that needed to be done. You could tell by the way the players were talking. Cam Jordan, you completely broke Cam Jordan's spirit, which I didn't think was possible, right? So, look, I'm happy. I'm happy. The only negative that comes from this, which I don't even care, is the Saints will probably win more games now, and they will get a worse draft pick, right? But none of that's guaranteed, anyways, right? Like nobody knows what they're hitting on in terms of picks, so it is 100% worth it. Again, like you just could not allow him to run your franchise into the ground any longer. And it looks like Darren Rizzi, special teams coordinator, is going to take over as the interim. Awesome choice, perfect choice. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. I think he actually brings passion to the locker room. He'll actually hold guys accountable. I think he's a great guy for the interim job. And then at the end of the season, we can go and look elsewhere. It's time to go out of the building. I think it's time to completely just change things up, right? Um, it's going to be a tough couple years of football in New Orleans, but we're going to have to suffer through some losing seasons while the Saints reset this thing, rebuild this thing. But at least we don't have to do it with Dennis freaking Allen. That's all I care about. Look, he's gone. It's what we've been asking for. I'm excited. But at the same time, I feel a little bad because it is a guy and his family having to move. But at the end of the day, that's the nature of the business, right? Brighter days are ahead, Saints fans. Finally. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.